edition of your favorite program on Redeemer Television channel 25 and on Redeemer Media Network Facebook page and on Redeemer Media Network YouTube channel. Of course, Mentorship Hour is the program that unearths the realities and the true identities of who personalities are. A program that gives you the opportunity to be able to know how to discover your talents or your gifts or what you have at hand as what you should become through the icons or personalities that we normally have in our studio here, who will help us navigate through that pathway of helping us to become who we should. In our midst this evening, you may have heard about her, or you may have seen her, but you are coming to know who is she today by her personality that she will describe for you. So in the studio here with me, I have no less the person but our honorable erudite Madam Lulu Tungi. Madam Lulu Tungi, blessed evening and welcome to Mentorship Hour.
Thank you very much.
Alright, my beautiful viewers, for your information, she is well, I must say a vibrant and an impact driven politician in the country, and she is a honorable member of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone. So we're having a very high personality here today, and she's going to take us through the secret of being a successful politician with an impact on lives and communities. You know, when they say somebody is successful, many times it does not really come to talk about the aspect of how many houses or how many cars you may have gotten and all, but how many lives you have touched, the impacts that you have created in society, and what's that's pathway that you have built, that you will left at the end of the day, that society will use to remember you even if you are not around. So once again, good evening, Madam Tungi, and welcome to Mentorship Hour. Well, she has taken half a decade in the realm of politics or in the political arena in this country, but she would have to talk about that more by herself. So we do not want to waste time. If you are just joining us, you will join us through this program. Live text message number 079-920500 or 079-192-500. That's a WhatsApp number you can also use to share your comments or call and add your voice, especially for those of you who are out there and aspiring to become a politician someday. Especially if you're a woman out there and you are listening or you're watching this program live. This the fine opportunity for you to ask questions of what it takes to become that successful politician with an impact on lives and communities or the society. So with no wasting time, we're going to go straight over to our honorable guest here. She's so beautiful. She looks like a very young and a beautiful woman that we're having in our midst this evening. Once again, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
All right, we'll go straight off, by you taking us through who is Madam Lulu Tungi, like the personality that you are.
Yes, Honorable Lulu Tungi is a woman.
Okay.
A woman politician, a woman who has made history, who probably kids yes unborn got to know about me. I'm the first female independent member of parliament ever in this country, and it's not easy to. There are two most important parties in this country, which are SFPP and APC. Well, we fought and they were beaten by me, and I became the first independent member of parliament ever in this country. Parliament for 5 years, and it was well done. I learned a lot, and of course I did a lot. I have a lot of pointers in my constituency which we are probably going to talk about.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And today I am in Parliament again under the banner of the SLPP.
Wow.
Because I was SLPP before, but because I was not given the symbol, I decided to go independent, and I won the battle. And today I am SLPP. I'm really, really happy being an SLPP candidate or member of Parliament during the 5th Parliament. But today I'm happy. I'm very comfortable in my seat as an SLPP. So this is who Lolo Togi is.
Okay, what a strong woman and a strong personality that we have here in our midst. Do you catch that part of, her submission where she said, in her first term in Parliament as a honorable member of this republic in the House of Representatives, she said she came in as an independent candidate. Did you get that? Imagine a woman being an independent candidate, and now, because she is there on a ticket representing her people. So, prior to this, your current representation in Parliament, under which district or constituency did you came to represent your people?
Kalam district. Kalam district.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so something I believe viewers would want to know. When you were coming up, was this ever part of your dream to
Never.
become a politician, or it just something that came on the way?
It's something that came on the way, But something happened before something happens.
Okay.
And that is actually studying in France. Actually, my first language is French, because I went there when I was a teenager. And I came back. I worked, studied, I married, worked, and retired before I came back. But while I was there, I was visiting my constituencies, my chiefdom.
All right.
And to help people, I started by creating a library for them. There wasn't a library in in fact, they never knew what a library was anyway. I created that. Then I was, I used to go around the villages to see the people, and I came across a very pathetic story. It's about 8 kilometers to the health center, and this lady was about 9 months pregnant, and then in the morning everybody goes to their farms, and then she had a little girl about 3.5 years home, and her grandfather, they remain in town, and then this happened that the baby started to come, and then she told the little girl, let's go, the baby is coming. And they started walking. It walked like 500 yards, and then the baby started coming with the leg. And she told the little girl, go home, tell grandpa the baby is coming. So you can see the little girl with her small feet, running back to the village to call grandpa. And by the time she arrived and back, they met the lady with the feet of her son. It was a little boy, dead.
Wow.
I was, I'm not good at telling stories, but if someone else, tells you the story the way it happened, Jesus Christ.
And how that felt,
And as a woman and then as a mother, I couldn't just support it. I was just like in tears. God ordained this to us as women to multiply and give birth, become pregnant and give birth and populate the world. So for me, I believe there's no woman should die in giving birth. And I promised myself, I said, when someday something has to happen. And I wrote to the district chairman, nothing happens. And I wrote a lot of letters And so one day some ladies told me, said, Madam, listen, if you want to help us, all you can do is to join politics. When you're in politics, they'll listen to you better. And I thought over it. I went back to France. I was thinking about it. And finally, when I retired, I said, listen, I have to come back home and help my people, you know. So when I came back, and, you know, I'm just cutting it shorter, you know.
Yeah.
When I came back, and then I got into politics, and they refused me visa and symbol. I went to meet the ladies. I said, listen, I want to help you guys though, but you're not helping me. The party said they have a candidate which is much more popular than I. So what do we do? So they told me, the women told me, go independent, who will vote for you. Then because in Liberia we have another constituency, just, you know, by my own chiefdom, who the lady who is a member of parliament, but an independent member of parliament. So they copied her actually, not that they knew what independent was. Really. So I went for it and I got it. And the first thing I did was to build a health center. Wow. I built the health center for them. I built an apartment for doctors and nurses down there. I have about 21 babies carried my name. You see, and it's beautiful, honestly.
Wow.
And since then, we've not heard about any lady from that end dying on the way.
These maternal mortality issues.
It has reduced though. Sierra Leone was number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, in the world. Now, you know, a lot of improvement has happened. A lot of health centers have been built in Sierra Leone in most of these constituencies and district headquarters. So we are trying, you see. So politics actually made me very, very popular, and my words, my cries were heard, and today I am very, very well doing well in my constituency. I'm happy. I left France to come and help my people.
You know, when normally people will say, you know, this is a woman representing us in this constituency, or, you know, in this district, it will be difficult to believe, because we've had this notion before that women are just meant to be in the kitchen.
That's right.
Women are just meant to be in the home, to take care of the home. But now we're seeing women coming up, you know, strong women, standing firm to represent their people, to deliver their people from the bondage of poverty, from the bondage of that kind of life that's, you know, they believe is not good for the well-being of the people. So how do you manage that? I mean, being a mother, being a political figure at the same time. Let's say your political life and your home. How do you manage that? Especially when people will come to say, you know, women, you know, so now they've gotten power, you know, they will, I mean, stand to like, yeah, that kind of thing. So how do you manage that?
Dictators, no, I mean, it's a pity, you know. Women, especially us, well, I am a married woman with kids, you know, and a woman that is well brought up, a woman that is well educated, you know, cannot just say, if I become that kind of person there, then, you know, pomposity should be your hobby. No, it's about education, you see. Anyway, my kids were bigger now. Actually, when I left, they finished university before ever I left France to come, you know. So I spoke with them actually. I discussed everything with them. I said, listen, I gotta go because I mean, I'm useless here now. I came, I studied, I had a job, I hired you guys, I educated you, and I think I'm idle now here, and I don't think I have anything else to do here but to go back home and give home what they gave to me. Gave me actually life. I came from there, I grew up there, so let me go and see what I can do for them. So they said, Mommy, yeah, you can go. We will support you spiritually and even financially, so you can go. And my husband was very supportive. I mean, at the same time, you know, because he was a civil servant, and he's also a retired person today. And everybody was supportive. I was so surprised. You know, they would keep calling, "Mommy, how is it? Be careful, because there they will shoot you, they will kill you, they will..."
That kind of
or
thing.
because they think politics in Africa is bloody.
Yeah, the mentality about politics in Africa and all of that.
Yeah, that was the thinking of a lot of people, that politics in Africa is always deadly, you know. And they were worried about that. But I said to myself, listen, if that is where it's going to end, to be the end of my life, so be it. But I have to stand up and have a thicker skin and deaf ears on insult or names. I am going for it, and I'm sure I'm going to get it. So the women were with me, you know, the women, especially the women, because when you knew I was going actually to stop or to reduce this mortality death in that area. They were very, very supportive, you know. And this was the first time in the history of Kisses also a female politician stood up. They all said, "Let's try this woman." As a mother, as a sister, they said, they all came together. We're going to try this woman and see what difference she's going to bring on board.
You know, sometimes they would say it's very difficult for women to support their fellow, but when they say they are going to support, they'll really be there.
They go there, and you know, they were there for me. Listen, each woman that was supporting me, I was convinced the husband, the son also was going to be there for me, you know. And besides, it was like a dream or history. A woman politician for the past 60 years. We've never had a woman being a politician. We've always heard about those other, you know, former members of parliament who are late now. But a woman, let's see what a woman can do. And trust me, if you go into my constituency or you talk with my constituents all over the world, you know, they'll be calling me, telling me the pointers. I have them: hospitals, schools, scholarships, repairs of roads and radio stations, you name it. I actually gave them everything there. But it wasn't there, especially the radio stations weren't there. So communication was very, very poor, you know. So I brought all this to them, and I brought light also, you know. And my father was the first person, the paramount chief, that brought electricity there. We got electricity before Bo and Kenema. You know, just to tell you that we had educated people in my own constituency, but men were always there in the forefront. Women were always at the back for true. So I brought back the lights, and I took solar lights in almost 19 to 27 villages. You know, I'll find a Bema there where, you know, in the center of the town, and put a solar light there. In the evening, when they come from their farms, they will sit down around and, you know, tell stories. Instead of just from the farm at 6:30 is night, you just get in there and then, you know, start making babies, you see. So this time around, they will come out, they will sit down, they will discuss what to do, even make appointments for somebody, you know. And this is exactly what life is all about, you see. And I made them really love their villages, you see. And my name is all over on their lips. Even the little girl, I took some 25 members of parliament to go and do an oversight on the road. Every village, they paddle, the little girls, you know, you know, the members of parliament today, they know my popularity in that village.
So with all these, you know, that you have mentoring for your people as a member of parliament, it doesn't really the work per se, it doesn't really clashes with your you know, personal life and home at all.
Not at all, not at all. Because, you know, and one thing also, I think we should start put it in bracket that, you know, politics, you want to be a politician, you need to be financially balanced. You know, if you're not financially balanced, I'm afraid You don't. Politics is about what has she done, what has he done. You know what's going on.
What will the people remember you for?
Yes, you know,
at the end of the day.
Your legacies. You see, you just don't go there because you play football and the whole kingdom knows you. No, you have to leave something. You see, the mentality they left, like this is just about 45 years ago, that the members of parliament were responsible to develop the constituencies. You see, and they were giving them a constituency
constituency fund, that kind of thing,
to work upon. Now they've stopped it completely.
Right.
So you have to use your own personal money to do what you have to do. You see?
Wow.
So, and this we cannot take it off from the minds of the people. When there's christening, it's the honorable. When there are burials, it's the honorable. When there are societies, something celebration, is the honorable, etc., etc. It's all on us.
Wow.
So, but if you are financially balanced, like I am, because I worked abroad and I retired there, and thank God something is coming in, and I think you can balance it. You see, you can make. I can do structures like that I have put up down in my constituencies. You see, and afford to pay university fees that I have about 6 of them that I'm paying for the college and meeting my guy, and these are not small monies. You see,
exactly. So which means again, for you not to come and be a kind of a selfish politician, or be just there to be taken from the people, you obviously have to, your muscles financially, have to be a little bit healthy and all of that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something I believe the people would want to know, which is what really does it take, to become a successful politician, as you've explained, from navigating from where it all started, to the point of you finally becoming the political star that you are now for your people. And what's the roadmap? What's the secret to becoming a politician, being that you've now observed the landscape of politics in the country? Let's say there's a woman out there now watching, or somebody listening, and she's aspiring to become like you.
Well, this is what I said. Politics, even when you see the flag bearers and others, it's expensive to be a politician. In fact, all over the world, you pay for everything, and you want to become a politician. You can't fold your hand with your beautiful face and go and start, shaking. No, you have to spend the money. You're spending money at the same time knowing what this kind of sugar-coated words you will use to convince the people that you are the right person. You see, and with the kind of salaries our girls are having, it's not easy to make that kind of capital to say, in the next 5 years I'm going to enter into politics and do something. It costs excessively, very, 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 very expensive.
Because you must have to show the evidence to the people that you can do it.
Exactly.
Like what you did, giving them the medical center and all of that.
Exactly. I started first of all by bringing containers of books in all subjects you can think of. One of my boys, in fact, is in Germany studying medicine. He was from that village. From the village, had a very good result, and now he's in Germany, and a lot of them are doing very, very well because of the facilities that are brought to them. You see, I have a football team called FC Lulu. I brought all those, they all work and no play no jacket.
And all these, were happening before you enter the politics?
Before I entered the politics, and I actually sustained them. When I won, it continued. And I also, when during the time now when I became a member of parliament, I see this microcredits. I took it to almost every 6 villages. I'll pour like 30 to 40 million euros. So they will work on that, and every week or every month they will add their own, and then they do what they have to do. And recently I actually went there again and boosted they're coming by giving them more money on those capitals, and a lot of over 60 villages are doing very well. See, I was so surprised that the women are doing very well, because I can't afford to give every woman 20, 100,000, 100,000. So I'll put money together, do business, so that you don't ask me for those kind of monies. I cannot afford to please everybody. You see.
Okay, sorry. This area that you are touching is really very key. The aspect of being financially at least healthy, or your muscles financially be healthy, and also does it really has to do with only that aspect, or that's the bigger part of it? Or again, you the person aspiring to become one, you also have to have this thing called love, first of all, for the people, and you have to like have the passion for the game, because all of these undertones, as you call it in Parliament, that will be coming up, against you when you may want to go into it, especially being a woman. So does it also has to do with those other areas, like the love for the people, the passion for the career and all of that, in becoming a successful politician?
No. When I say, even right now it's happening, maybe discreetly, people are finding, gathering people, because the intention for 2028 is already on the floor going, but discreetly. It's all about money. You convince me, you don't go and buy me a beer and then you say something. So it's all up. The key is money. And then you go there and then make yourself known to the people. See, like I was doing when I leave France, I would come. Even during Ebola times, I came, to meet them and talk to them and really encourage them. And I was really, really popular when I was going to school there. I was very sportive and very. I was kind of very bold enough to fight boys, you see, because I had a big brother who was handicapped, disabled, and I was like his savior. You
were kind of like a shield for him.
So most of the time when he comes to me and says, small sister, this person did this to me, I will fight the person. And so my name went around, hey, take them, they come, and all these things, So I became popular then, and the love continues. Even when I was working at the elections office here, I used to go there, during elections, and I love my people, and I was also in this society, in the Bodo society, because my daddy was a paramount chief. They worked together, and I built all the society's structures. I actually modernized the whole place. Was in those days is in the bush on the ground, and I built those structures also for them, etc. And before ever I became a member of parliament, and now I'm still doing more and more. You see, what I say is about politics, that it's all about money. Because when you come to politics, first of all, the mentality there is that when your salary, even if they are part of that salary, now we put on there, that money now we all get them. Wow. This is the mentality they have.
That's the common, mentality or the expectation of the people.
Expectation of the people. See, this is what this is their money.
Now we it represents. Now we the workforce. So therefore, whatever they get, whatever they get, now we
get them. You see. So when they have that, it's difficult to get that from their minds. And when I say you have to be financially balanced to get into politics, these are one of the key things. If I were younger and still having kids, I don't think I would have made it, because I have my kids to take care of. I have school fees to pay for my kids. I have to do a lot of other things. I wouldn't have gone that far, you see. But if you go to my constituencies, the pointers, I have them, I just believe my kids are successful, my parents are late, all my 7 brothers are abroad doing their own thing. So I just felt to myself, the money I'm looking for, I think I can give to my people. That is my own advantage. But not everybody comes from France or from abroad, like me, you see. So most of the politicians are citizens, that have worked here and were willing to get into parliament. It's not the same thing, you see. I am saying it's an exceptional case that I was lucky and I'm charged to be in parliament with a balanced financial, situation. It's not the same thing. But to be a politician, you have to be financially balanced.
So most definitely, the key thing here, you've been a successful politician or you're aspiring to go into that field, you have to really be financially balanced. Just like today, people would say, we're going to vote for Donald Trump because he is financially, healthy and all of that, and he will not ever think about taking our money away, when he comes to power and all of that. Because that's also, is another thing that the people are mostly worried about: integrity, transparency, accountability on the path of politicians. How do you manage that as a politician representing your people?
Well, politicians, accountability and transparency, that one, I don't think it's maybe in parliament, but individually in your constituency, they are not giving you money.
Okay, so it comes from you,
it's come from you personally, from your pockets. You see, so you don't need to convince them. You don't need to tell them it's not their money. It's your money that you're taking to take care of them, to do what their needs, to satisfy their needs. So that transparency doesn't actually work for members of parliament.
Okay, let's talk about the area of representation and in terms of advocacy, which is, I believe, your key mandate. But before going there, let us actually help the people to know today, because a lot of people are having this notion that politicians may still be given, parliamentarians may still be given these constituency development fund to come and develop their constituencies and all of that. So let's define the roles of parliamentarians specifically for the people.
Parliamentarians, actually, today, parliamentarians in the 5th parliament, our role is to make laws. Our role is to make oversight, and advocates for our people. These are the 3 key things we do. Full stop.
You advocate and government disburse the money.
Well, it is left with the government to disperse the money for them to go and do what our people need. You see, but the money, doesn't pass through us anymore. We don't have anything from government to develop our constituencies or our districts. You see.
Okay. So all of these other things that you do are just from your own personal and philanthropy kind of thing, at least as also a way of letting the people know that you are the right ticket for them.
Exactly.
And all of that.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, viewers, if you're just joining us, don't forget you are watching Mentorship Hour live on Redeemer Television Channel 25 and on Redeemer Media Network Facebook YouTube channel as well. We're having Honorable Lolo Tonge. She has taken half a decade, more than half a decade in the political landscape, on the political limelight in the country, and she is honorable member representing the people of Kailan district, and she has been taking us through what it takes to be a politician with an impact on lives and in communities. And one of the key things that she mentioned was that you really, before going into politics, you have to ensure that you are financially balanced. Because again, if you do not really have anything and you want to go into politics, you may just, end up, finding yourself to be in a corrupt situation to some extent, or in a situation where you cannot do much for your people as expected, and where your people cannot rely on you anymore to say, this person can do for us. and all of that. So we want to go for a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with the program and continue to stay tuned. It's still Mentorship Hour on Redeemer Television, channel 25, coming up to you live, and with me, Honest Abdullah, and we're still having Honorable Lolo Tenge, a member of Parliament of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone. She's here today, taking us through this journey of what it takes to become that politician that you are aspiring to become. Let's go for a break, and I'll come back. We will continue. All right, before going for a break, I believe my technicians are sorting things out there. Before going for a break, let's you know, try to get the people to understand this other aspect of, you know, being a politician. Sometimes some people would say you would have to study, you know, something around politics, you know, maybe you do political science and all of that, or if you're going to school, if you should become a politician, you have to choose the art stream, or you're an art student and all of that. So take us through that aspect. Do you really need to be an art student or study political science before you could become a politician?
No. In Parliament, we have lawyers, we have doctors, we have nurses, we have teachers, we have all careers in Parliament. Actually.
You have people that came out with business and, you know, certificates and all of that.
Exactly. And it's a whole, you know, bunch of career people in Parliament. You see, you don't need to become a politician. Actually, me personally, I don't actually consider myself a politician. I consider myself a game changer.
Wow.
Yeah, because there was too much of, you know, Sierra Leone was like Kenemabo, Kono, and all these things. You know, all those areas were forgotten, and I decided to come in to make a difference, to let them know, hey, wow, we are here. Something must happen,
right.
You know. So I came in to change a lot of narratives and to open the eyes of my people and tell them you have rights to whatever that is happening in this country, and you need people like us to go and tell them, listen, there is a chiefdom that we call Kisitongi chiefdom, Kisikamaki chiefdom, Kisiten chiefdom. They need to share this part of the cake, you know. And this is how actually I think politics should be. It's not only Freetown, it should be the whole country, you see. And we have forgotten a little bit, and I decided to say, no, this is not fair. We have to join the queue and let them know we are part of Sierra Leone as well.
All right. All right, so most definitely it has been cleared for people who are viewing that may want to, you know, become a politician or venture into the limelight of politics, that you do not necessarily be an art student or study political science before you could, you know, venture into politics and all. So in sense, once you have that desire for transformation, once you have that desire for, you know, your people to be delivered from that bondage of poverty, struggle and challenges, then you can, you know, take up that venture.
Exactly. Because look at, like, you know, something, government actually is responsible for the well-being of his people in this country. They have, you know, educationally they are responsible, and if health is being forgotten completely, I mean, then people are dying every now and then. Pathetic stories are happening, and nobody's there to even advocate for them. Then where are the politicians? So politics, actually, some of us entered because there were no politicians, you know, man enough to tell them there are constituencies, chiefdoms that are suffering, and they don't even know whether there's a government. and this is how I actually that's actually motivated me to get into politics. For them to know we know better, we know our rights, so let's show them our rights, and our rights is their rights, and we are here to advocate for them, and that's part of our
responsibility, you mean?
Yeah, motivations and goals to actually advocate for our people, because the government cannot go everywhere. We are government eyes and mouthpiece and feet. We go there, we gather what we have to get, we gather, and then we show them, listen, man, this is what is happening there. If you can do something, and this is how it works.
All right. Let's talk about something very interesting here. How someone into politics, or someone that is aspiring to venture into politics, can actually handle or manage challenges that revolves around politics or in the political limelight. I want to believe you must have had some one or two challenges in this your journey of being a politician, and all of that. So how do someone manage that?
Well, as I think I said it earlier, you have to be thick-skinned, especially women.
Yeah, especially for a woman.
For women, actually, yes. I'm talking because I'm a woman. What I want, what we go through. The thing is, the names they call you, the names, they don't know you, but because they want to demotivate you, they want to actually kill your spirit, they call you all names. Kids that are fit to be your grandchildren, we create a kind of story against you.
Wow.
And then bam, they give it out and it go viral. I mean, these are one, because I know of one of my colleagues in Kono who was slapped.
Wow.
It's a female member of parliament, She was slapped, and most of her followers, they were afraid. They left. They said, no, we will not the kind of gang, the Mahuma, the fella,
wow.
and then beat him and all these things, you see. So this actually, they do these things to scare or to drive the female politicians away. You see, men are men, though they are accustomed to the system, but we the women coming up, can you imagine? We are 41 in parliament, female members of parliament.
As we speak,
we are
right
17 the last time, I think I can remember.
That was in the 5th parliament.
The 5th parliament, very, very minor. And we thank God to His Excellency President Bio, who came up with this proportional representation that actually gave the chance to the women in this country to come to parliament. A lot of vibrant men were left behind.
Wow.
You see, and we can ever in our lives say thanks to His Excellency Dr. Bio for what he did for the women in this country. Except otherwise, but under this proportional representation, a lot of women will come back. Rather than that, I'm afraid. In fact, the thing is, the men up to today have that archaic thinking that women should be at the back, women should be in the kitchen, women should just stay. Back up. They were going to do everything within their power to
muzzles the
monopolize all those seats and come back to parliament. They don't give a monkey about that. You see, so this is why I will ever remain to be grateful to His Excellency the President for loving the women in this country, for helping the women in this country, for protecting the women in this country. He has done so much that only he can do this, and I believe they are going to remove it. Some other government might come up and say, no, listen, I don't like this, and what will you do? We will take it off, and then we go back again. The French will do it. We said Robolot, that getting back again to the old system. So I hope and pray that whosoever comes in 2028, I believe, I'm sure, SFPP will continue, But who knows? Let's continue with the proportional representation just because we want more women in parliament. Rather than that, I'm telling you. Never.
Okay.
Never.
I see. So from what you've learned from so far, and being a woman and in the political limelight in this country, and this is your second time now in the world of parliament representing your people, how can one manage situations of that nature as a woman? The challenges around being a successful political ticket for your people, those challenges, how can you manage it as a woman political figure, especially for people who may be thinking that they want to venture into the field? Because I believe in 2028 more women would want to come, as you are advocating now for the trend to continue.
Actually, the figure remains the same.
All right.
Because it is every three, every two there should be a woman. Every two men there should be a woman.
Right.
And it is a law actually that will pass. So definitely whatever we do, there will be 41 women in parliament.
Wow.
So that one cannot change. It cannot change. It's not going to change by force.
I see. So despite the challenges around it, or despite what revolves around it,
yes,
we still have going to have that number of women in parliament.
Exactly.
Come 2028. Should the law continue?
Yes. Because you like it or not, the women are going to be given symbols as they did this time. It will happen again the same, except if another government comes in, but which I believe to be the SLPP government, then the music continues. And more women will be in parliament, and I hope and pray that it continues until, who knows.
Okay, what would you want to say to those women who have had already this notion that a woman cannot do it as a man can do?
Any work, anything man can do, women can do better. In fact, women are doing much better. For the past 60 years, you go to my constituency, you enter there, you ask them, who is Lolo? Wow, they start to tell you. Because what I have done for the past 60 years, there's no comparison. Put all together. So look at all what happened for the past 55 years, and what Lolo does is 10 times bigger than this.
Just this few moments that you've been there. And all this while it has been men.
Yes, men. All true, of course. It has been men, and nothing has been done. You see, and next year there will be quota in my district, in my constituency chiefdom headquarters.
Okay,
you see, and that has never ever happened. You see, so His Excellency has made that possible during my era. And it's going to be on my CV. You see, so look at what I have done. Wonderful things that people had, they've been thinking about it, quota, the roads and all these things. Never is in the pipeline all the time. But look at it coming out, during my era. Next year, by the end of next year, it will be done. So can you beat that? So
in sense, this is a clear evidence now that you're saying that whatever a man can do, a woman can do it triple or more than
better. Yeah.
Okay. And so there's this thing. There are some men who have still gotten the notion that, like you were saying, women should be at the back and women should be in the kitchen, or let's say a man that is into politics and his wife also want to come into politics. So let me ask you this question. Let's say your husband were to be a politician and you also into it. So if there's a woman out there aspiring to come into politics and the husband being a politician, how could she manage that?
You know why I'm laughing? Because my husband also, was a candidate to come to parliament.
Really?
When I was, actually fighting as member of parliament under the independent banner. Both of us, if he had won, we were going to be Madam and Mrs. and Master in parliament.
In parliament?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this is why I was just broadly smiling. Because it almost happened, but unfortunately, actually, he couldn't make it. True. It's possible. It's possible.
So assuming that would have happened, how would you have, managed?
Well, it would have been first in history, and again, he was going to be on the other side of the.
I see.
Of the parliament. I mean, the other side. So you can imagine, the fun of it. You see, oh la la. Indira Gandhi in India.
The other side of the eye.
Yeah.
Okay.
Indira Gandhi was late president and son were in two different parties. You see, but one thing about it is that the politics is outside. When they come home, they are mom and son. But everybody was, he was in the opposition, and the son was, the mother was in the ruling party, and the son in the opposition. So these things happen actually, but it shouldn't cause any wahala actually. Just run it the best way possible. You see? It's possible that Mrs. Master, should be in parliament someday. The problem will happen. Let's pray that it happens.
Okay. Beautiful viewers, if you're just joining us and you're watching Mentorship Hour live on Redeemer Television channel 25 and on Redeemer Media Network Facebook page and on YouTube channel platform as well. And we still have Honorable Lolo Tunge in the studio here with us this evening, and she's taking us through the pathway of what it takes to become a successful politician with an impact on lives and communities or the society at large. It's not just for you to become a politician, but one with an impact, one who will say, even after I may have left, there is something to speak on my behalf. There is something I can be boast of, to say I am the one that did this one, or my people would use to remember me at the end of the day. I want to quickly go into message box to see if we have gotten any. Someone Ugeatu Cisse from Calabar Town is saying, good evening. I want to know what were your secrets, to win the heart of your people apart from money. And another person is saying, Emmanuel Toure is saying, what does it take to maintain your relevance in politics if you should continue as a politician? All right. And Kadiatu Fofana from Wellington is saying, thank you very much. I think I love a woman like you. You stood firm to get what you want. Please continue in the right direction. And this other one from Lumley is saying, I want to know if I should become a politician, how do I manage the issue of abusive language and the issue of molestations, because in this country people have gotten used to telling us that if you want to maintain your integrity, your relevance, yeah, you shouldn't venture into politics. Well, what would you say to this Texas?
I start from the last one. You just learn to have deaf ears about all these things.
Okay.
Your integrity, you have to put it on the table. I'm sure they are going to shatter it, and in different ways. But you shouldn't bother yourself with that. You want something, go for it and get it. That's all. Whatever they say, you just don't pay attention to it and grow, thicker skin, and that nothing hurts you. That's it. And then somebody said, what do I do
to maintain relevance in the political limelight?
Yes.
If she must venture into politics.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it were me, you continue to be friendly.
All right.
Friendly with the people, know how to say hi, don't discriminate because he has rags on, because he's filthy, because you don't discriminate at all. Meet people and tell, people don't know how to say hi to people, and greetings, it goes an extra mile, This is what I say to my kids at home. They are big boys now. Though I'll be upstairs, they will say, "Hello, Mama. Mama, how you do?" And I call them and say, you don't say, greetings is something, is a conversation between mom and kids. You get up, meet me in my veranda here, meet me and shake hands with me with warmness and everything. You feel the spirits between your mom and yourself, you see. So the greetings are very, very good, know how to greet somebody with a smile, even on the smile. Some greetings, you better don't even greet me though. But you can greet somebody and you will just feel so good, you see. Greetings are very good.
So you're making a clear point here that being also a politician, you have to learn to be humble to your people.
Yes.
Simply because you are like a servant to them.
Yeah, but this is who you are. You are a servant to them.
So what role does humility really play in helping you to maintain that relationship with the people?
What does
the role that your humility will play for you to maintain your relationship with the people and for them to continue liking you?
But this is just, it is very simple. It's very simple. Keep going there, keep saluting them, keep communicating with them, and then keep attending part of their activities, you see. Like in up country there, whether we like it or not, we are Africans, you understand. We belong to where we belong. Europeans belong to where they belong. Like the Bono Society, for example, there are a lot of different societies there. Be part of them, Let them know we are all the same, you see. Like the students, meet them, talk to them, convert with them. I was once a student, and I know what I went through to become who I am today. Share your experience with them, and so on and so forth, you see. And then get into, this entertainment, football, for example. As I say, I have FC Lolo, who is still ongoing, you see. And things, I am there all over, you see. Get yourself involved somewhere in there, and you are everywhere anytime.
So in sense, you really have to familiarize yourself with people.
Exactly. You have to. They are going to put their vote together, plenty of those votes together to take you to parliament. So these are the way you play your role, you see, to get what you want.
But yeah, because there have been concerns over the years, from the people. And mostly when people, go into politics, or no sooner they assume the seat of power, they would tend to, be so pompous and all of that. They would tend to people even are complaining that some politicians, especially, people that venture into going into parliament and all to represent the people, so that they attend that seats, they would no longer, tend to care about the people, like going to visit your people, like you're saying, and all of that. So that's aspects of bridging that gap. How should one go about it?
One thing also we have to understand that we as Sierra Leoneans, and economically speaking, Sierra Leone is the least paid in the sub-region. They'll tell you how much a parliamentarian earn in Guinea, you'll be flabbergasted.
Wow.
You go to Liberia, is something
Ghana,
else.
All of that, Nigeria.
Here, up to now, Sierra Leoneans, parliamentarians, their salary are below $1,000. It's horrible, So it is. You want to tell a parliamentarian to be going to his constituency, to go and come. For example, let me give you for me to go to my constituency and back. The least I will pay is 4 million euros on petrol, and then think about also repairs and all these things when you get there, and then what are you going to put in your purse to go there? You see, so we cannot, and the road is not accessible. You see, so we have areas where people go seldomly simply because they cannot, and the only means of transportation there are bikes, and bikes are sometimes very dangerous. They could kill, and when you are eligible, maybe you cannot afford to I mean, it's very, very difficult. Okay. We are not financially balanced enough for parliamentarians to be visiting their constituencies every month. Some go there every 2 months, or maybe once every 3 months, simply because it is expensive, it is difficult to go there, etc., etc. I'm not talking about parliamentarians in Bo and Kenema and all this. These are in these big towns, but beyond in the interior also, it's really, really difficult. The roads, the infrastructure is very, very poor, especially this rainy season. The roads were dangerously, damaged. To get there, boy, you see. So let them don't feel because they don't want to go there. No, because it's expensive. Health-wise, it counts also. You go there, and then when you come back, you are sick. You see, we have to manage it that way. We manage to visit our people. I'm saying this because of all those who are in the very hard to reach areas. It's really, really difficult for us to meet our constituents as frequent as possible, simply because of lack of financial assistance.
I see. So there's also this belief that politicians are people that are always aiming high. In sense, once a politician or somebody becomes a councillor, the next thoughts that he or she may have or will have is to become an honorable member, a parliamentarian. And once the person becomes a parliamentarian, well, I wouldn't say a minister, because I believe the parliamentarian, probably they are more or less higher than ministers, or that kind of stuff. But the next thing the person will be thinking of is to somehow someday become a president and all of that. Yes. So is that part of your agenda?
No, not at all. President, never. Maybe if I'm no longer a member of parliament, I might think of being an ambassador, or ambassadorial positions, deputy ambassadorial positions, and because of my double language, but apart from that, no, I can't even dream about it. Becoming a president is one of the toughest careers in the world. I feel sorry for His Excellency the President.
Okay, why?
Honestly. Because even nominating somebody to have a position, it's tough. I mean, you are part of us. We have almost thousands of us who have worked tirelessly for the party to win. How the courage to nominate Mike and leave Michael. I mean all those things. It's tough. My goodness.
Okay.
I pity my president, honestly.
Well,
sometimes,
you said something entirely on that when you want to venture into politics, you would have to be prepared for all of those things and all of that. So I believe
I think
that trend continues.
Yeah, I think he's a very strong person, and he knows exactly what he's doing. But that's part of the preparation. Probably, if he prepared himself, and he did it very well. So, because he's doing a very good job, you see.
But really, most often that's the thoughts. I mean, for most politicians, that once I have, acquired this position, the next thing I should be thinking of is to go higher. Is that so?
Yeah, in anything you do, that is true. It's just like even any career you take, the expectation is to go higher and higher and higher and higher. You see, but in this aspect, for me personally, as a member of parliament, the highest I could go is to be an ambassador. Rather than that, no, I'm afraid I don't have the dream of going higher than that. No way, I can't. I cannot. No.
And being also an ambassador is a whole, different ball game at the end of the day.
I work in that capacity for over 10 years, as the diplomatic corps, and I know what it is. It's comfortable, I'm telling you.
Okay.
There are activities, though. There are a lot of. It's like just Sierra Leone in another country, and Sierra Leone goes there when there are problems around, and they can solve it, and if there are political gains that you need to gain, they can call you to discuss and projects and all these things, for your country and all these things, you see. And it's not like this, especially if you are an ambassador maybe in Australia. Who goes there? Who will visit you there?
All right.
And so you pray to God. Being an ambassador, I think is very comfortable.
Let's talk about the issue of maintaining trust between you and your people, because over the years we've had this belief as people, for Africans, to be specific, to trust their politicians is very difficult and all of that.
As long as we have multiple parties in the country.
So what I was trying to say, how would you ensure that your people do trust you as a political person, a personality, in the political limelight? What's the magic for your people to trust you? I mean, for someone that's could be listening and is aspiring to venture.
Well, maybe the question shouldn't have been that way. How do you do for your people to continue to believe in you?
Yes, it's in that light. Most definitely.
You see, it's by just making them happier every now and then. I'm going to inaugurate another second hospital very soon. I'm going to open another school again in one other village. Fantastic school. When you saw it, they were in. I don't know. Very soon I'm going to inaugurate that one. And then each time you do that, you call the whole area. Maybe about 1,000 people. They will come and see what you have done. These are the environment that when they visit these places, there's music, there's food, there's everything. They remember you. They will say, "Oh, this woman is it's something else, you see. So each time I am inaugurating anything I have constructed, actually, I call them on board, and they come, they will eat, they will drink, they will feel fine, they will dance, and then we do that, and we start another one again. The best one I did was the radio station.
Wow.
When I opened the radio station, it's one of the best so far. We call few other people to talk, and when we are talking, there are people in the village there, when they're listening to them,
and listening and all of that.
And you see them calling, yelling, because I think if they yell more, they will hear them better, you know. And the people there have never seen, you know, a radio station. They have radios, voice of VOA or something, and you know, they listen and all these things, but they themselves listening to themselves in their own language,
radio and all of that,
their own
talking their own language and all of that. Wow.
It was wonderful. It was free, you know, for over a month. You know, they keep on calling, making phone calls and everything. And when we went now to inaugurate that day, you see people, a lot of them came. I said, how am I going to satisfy all these people with food?
Wow.
You know, he said, well, they just came, they want to know. Okay. Even the visitation in the studio, in the reception, in the newsroom, and all these things was, you know, the queue was on and on and on and on and on, going around, and you know, telling people, when I come on now, you do so, when I people they want come, let's have one visit and all these things. It's one of the most beautiful studios, radio stations in Kaila district, you know. I have the studio like this, you know, with stuff like this, you know, all over, beautiful. And I have the newsroom, you know, where it is prepared. I have the reception, beautiful chairs, comfortable chairs, and I will have room, studio one. Oh, beautiful! It's all well set up. It's the best so far in Kalam district, and I felt very good. Why I did that was because, indeed, I came to become a member of parliament, but SLBC, you know, this, you know, journalist, and he interviewed me. And there was a guy there, he said to me, you know, he liked me naturally. And we started talking. I started attending interviews, giving them interview and everything. And trust me, at the end of the day, I became one of the most popular women in Kalam district. And like that, a journalist can destroy you in the twinkle of an eye, and he can make you a star in the twinkle of an eye. Jesus. I like media people, and I made up my mind. I said, I must bring radio station. Just to show them I like them, and they are there. I'm paying them salaries, you know, of course, every other month, because they make money this month, and the other month maybe they will not have much money coming in, and I will pay. And we are working like this, and they are doing very well. You see.
So let's talk about, you know, this question might a little bit be, you know, somehow, I don't want to call it for you, but let's talk about, you know, what has been, I mean, your worst moments in politics so far. I mean, how was it like for you when those time came?
Before or during
well, both before and even during the time now that you are actually venture, yes.
It was rough. Because I didn't get the symbol. I was independent, but I was stronger and more popular. And can you imagine the two most popular and strong political parties in this country?
Exactly.
It's not possible. How independent go come between I have no. They broke my house.
Wow.
But my boys, we are many, and we destroyed also, we revenged ourselves. It wasn't bloody though, but some people were, you know, but materials were actually damaged. That was the worst things ever. And police came over and took me to the police station. I was sitting down there waiting for repairs to be done before, or people to calm down before I get back home, you see. That was one of the worst situations ever I had during my
it's your political
elections, you know?
and joining and all of that.
during the fifth Parliament, it was fine because I had good positions in the committees in Parliament, and I was encouraged. I actually visited so many countries in the world, asking me, how do you do it? What is your magic? How did you manage to you well, how do you manage?
An independent candidate.
Show us the secrets, so that we can get into politics. You know, I went to Zimbabwe and we met there with some Cameroonians. You know, they really admired my
courage, and that's
exactly
position that you've
taken. I was invited by a lot of NGOs to visit Ireland and all these things for them to know how I came about that and everything, you see. And it was, and I'm sure I have entered the history of Sierra Leone as the first independent member of Parliament, and because it's not easy with the symbol. It's not easy, let alone you don't have the symbol, and you are a woman.
Symbol.
And you are a woman. Well, no, then it's not possible.
You know, somebody may be out there and you know, is also thinking of venturing into that kind of you know, strive that you took to actually go in as an independent candidate, especially when, you know, there has been this mixed feeling about, you know, the APC, the SLPP and all of that. So I don't know, would you love to share with us that secret? I mean, should somebody, you know, out there want to go in as an independent person, maybe even an independent candidate to be you know, for the flag bearership position? I mean,
in this country,
well,
forget about it.
We've been having them. I'm sure.
Flag bearer? No, I don't think it is possible in Sierra Leone. No, I don't know. The constitution does not allow you to become, you know, a flag bearer on. I mean, as independent, it should be under a political party. So
take the people through. That's, you know, secret.
But also, I will not advise anybody at this particular time of proportional representation to stand as independent. It's because it's by percentage.
The district block system and the percentage.
Percentages, you see. So it's extremely difficult. I can even say impossible for an independent member of parliament to win.
Wow.
You know. You can destabilize the votes, you know, probably, but for you to win, I mean, I think I will advise anybody not to do it, because you won't go through.
Don't venture into it.
No, not now.
So again, you know, another point that you just raised, you know, of if one should be a politician in the first place, you must have to be a part of a political party.
Yes.
I mean, with the proportional representation in play now.
Exactly. You have to. Yeah, you have to. You have to be a member of a political party. You see?
Okay.
So that's it.
All right, and so what's, you know, we're about to wrap up, and we believe we've had a beautiful moment with beautiful, young and energetic guest here this evening, Honorable Lolo Tunge. She is a member of the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone, and she has been here and taken us through the journey of what it takes to become a successful politician with an impact on lives and the society. And I believe you've had so much, you've learned so much about what it takes to become one. If you are out there and you're aspiring, I believe she hasn't only inspired us this evening, but taught us and also counseled us in particular, you know, if we should or you should venture into this journey of becoming a politician. And she has made it clear, you know, so that you do not have to hate a politician. Not really. Should I mean, does somebody need to hate a politician? No. I mean, people are saying, we don't like politicians. These are people that, you know, hardly say the truth and all of that. So, in as much as we're about to wrap up the program, what would you want to leave with the people in the area of politicians saying the truth or saying not the truth when they want when they're aspiring for what they want?
Well, this is a global thing, you know. Politicians do promise and they don't do it. I know of a lot has been going on for the past 60 years. They do promise and they do nothing actually.
All right.
And all I would like to tell those who are vying to become politicians tomorrow, don't make a promise
That you know you
not
cannot
make a
fulfill.
promise. Yeah, if you might not make it up, because we don't have constituency funds anymore. Your salary is very small. Whatever you are going to take up, costs hundreds of millions sometimes, and you cannot afford it. Do not promise I will do this, I will do this, I will do this.
All right.
You don't even know where you're going. So why do you go to the people and promise them? Talk to them. If I win and whatever I see there, I will advocate for you and see what the government can do. But these are things that cost money, and you already know the salary of parliamentarians is less than $1,000. So if you go and promise things there, and you just be disgracing yourself. Explain yourself to the people first and foremost. I am my neighbor country who is in Liberia gets about between $8,000 to $10,000 a month. Nigeria around $17,000. We are poor. I am proud to be a Sierra Leonean, trust me, and I'm very happy with the less $1,000 that I receive every month as salary. I'm fine with it because I love Sierra Leone, and I'm going to get myself accustomed and get myself to the system. That these are my people, and this is what my government can give me. It's not about the money that I'm getting, but what I am doing for my people, that matters. So when you get into politics, have this mentality. You are not going there to make money, because there is no money making there. Go there, learn, do your job in committees and everything, and then take to your people what the government want to do in your constituency and what your constituents want the government to do for them. And this is the way you work. But if you go tell them you bring road and you bring that, at the end of the term, be sure they will call you names and it won't be comfortable. So you don't make promises at all.
All right. So what is that one word that you would want to say to your people that might be watching through the Facebook page or the YouTube in Kailan District and Freetown, Sierra Leone, and the world at large?
The people watching me, I love you all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, beautiful people. It has been an exciting moment with Honorable Lolo Tunge, and we must say a substantive member of the Sierra Leone Parliament, and all of that, the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone, and representing Kailan District. She is a political figure and all of that, and I believe she has exhausted the issue well on how to become a successful politician with an impact on the people and in society. And we want to thank you very much for taking your precious time to be with us this evening.
Honestly.
And the program here, Mentorship. I believe you also followed us through the Facebook page and the YouTube channel as well. Should you aren't able to have watched us or followed us, we would encourage you to go and follow the link on the Facebook page, Redeemer Television, or YouTube channel, Redeemer Media Network, and have a kick of what we have enjoyed already with Honorable Lolotonge this evening. Till next Sunday, same time, same station. This is how I would want to say goodbye, but I want to say many thanks to my technical person, Musa Samura. He has been supportive behind the camera and also behind the VT as well, and to my esteemed producer and Daniel Misali, and to you that took your precious time to follow us this evening, and to our esteemed guest here, Honorable Lulu Tungi. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, That's all we have for you in this edition of Mentorship Hour with me, Honest Abdullah. And I want to encourage you to join us again next Sunday, same time, same station, and continue to stay tuned to Redeemer Television, Channel 25. We have the very best for you. Continue to stay tuned. God bless you.